So it comes down to fixing the GT-R's handling. The most important part is where the rubber meets the road, and we're trying to take care of that in the best way possible. Now here's the stock Dunlop tire. It's a 285/30/20, and this is what we're putting on, a Toyo R888, and it's a huge tire. It's 315/30/20. The tire is mounted on an Advan RZ-DF. Now this is a lightweight forged wheel from Ray's. It's designed from the ground up to be really light. The stock wheel is also made by Ray's. It's also forged, but it's a little bit heavier, even though it's more narrow. Now the stock wheel is a 20/10, and what we're putting on here is a 20/12. So even though the Advan wheel is wider, it weighs 25 pounds versus the stock 26.8. Now the really interesting thing is the weight of the wheel and tire together. Now the GT-R doesn't have a spare, so it comes with a run flat tire. The run flat tire has to hold up the whole weight of the car when there's no air. So the tread to a degree, and especially the sidewalls, are really beefed up and heavy. Because of this extra weight, the stock wheel and tire weighs almost 65 pounds, while what we're putting on weighs 60.8 pounds. So we're saving quite a bit of weight, even though we're going to a drastically wider wheel and tire combo. So in the front, we're using the same strategy. We're going much bigger. The car's fitment is staggered. That means the front tires are more narrow than the rear. And we're keeping those same proportions even though we're going bigger, because we don't want to mess up the car's Atessa four-wheel drive system. So in the front, we're running a 285, which is the same size as the factory rear, and the stock is a 255. Now, for the same reasons due to the run flat tire, the stock wheel and tire weighs almost 56 pounds, while what we're putting on weighs 53.6. That weight is all unsprung weight, and unsprung weight is really critical when it comes to ride and handling. The less unsprung weight you have, the better the wheel can follow the contours of the ground. Tire shock goes down, contact patch remains a lot happier, and your car even rides better. So I just hope we don't get a flat. The Toyo R888 is a race compound tire. The tire is not like a super sticky gumball race tire that wears out really quick. It's a tire that's kind of designed for track days and things like that. So the compound is harder than a pure race tire, and it heat cycles pretty decently. So that means it's a street tire. Yeah, it'll wear out kind of quick, but it might last as long as 20,000 miles, which is probably about as long as these Dunlops will last too. I mean, these are run flats, but they're also a really soft tread compound, and they're known to wear pretty quick. So we have a big sticky tire, lighter wheels, lighter tires. We saved some weight in most of the parts of the car. So our GT-R is getting lighter, quicker, more nimble, we hope. So now our car is finally all together as far as suspension, brakes, all the chassis stuff's all wired. As a last step, we're going to take the car to West End alignment, have the guys there do all the corner balancing and align it to our specs for a baseline, which I think will work pretty good. We can verify this with a little testing later. I'm going to set the front for 3 degrees negative camber, 8 degrees positive caster, and about an 1/8 inch toe out. In the rear, we're going to do 1.5 degrees negative camber, an 1/8 inch toe in, and we're going to set toe steer about the middle of the range, or about what the factory did. We do all this. I think the car is going to be really good. Probably a really well-balanced GT-R that both rides nicely on the street. I predict it's going to ride better than stock, and it's going to handle pretty good spirited driving. So if you like what we've done so far, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can see more of these videos and get updates. And go to MotoIQ.com and read some of the best tech on the internet.